Chris, and I am back. I am at the Royal Society of Arts interviewing Anita Kerai, and we're going to talk about her career as a chef, TV presenter, and author, and about her life as a woman in the food industry. And hello, Anita. How are you?
Hi, Chris. Hey. I'm fine.
Yes. So we were just talking a little bit before. You're originally from Kenya.
Yes, I am.
But you lived in London a number of years now. You moved here as a child, I guess.
No, I was in my 20s.
Okay.
I'm not that young as I look.
Okay. I'm younger than I look. No. Nobody looks this old. No. Okay, so you moved here in your 20s. So you lived a full childhood in Kenya.
Yes.
Where about, in Nairobi or?
In Nairobi.
Okay.
So that's where I was born and raised.
Yes.
And I'm a third generation Kenyan.
Okay, wow.
So, kids born in the 70s like me, we kind of think Kenya is our home than India, because we kind of don't have any links to India.
Okay, because your original family moved over to Kenya as part when Kenya was part of the British Empire. Yep. And from where in India is your?
My grandparents are from a western part of India called Gujarat.
Okay.
And they come from a state called Kutch.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Kutch Puch. So it's a very kind of like dry state.
Yes.
So then they moved to Kenya to obviously work. Mm-hmm. My grandfather moved to Kenya to work as a mason on the British buildings.
Okay.
Same with my grandparents on my mom's side. So both my parents were born in Kenya. The siblings were born in Kenya. So kind of like we consider ourselves as Kenyans more than Indians.
Okay.
So.
And there was quite a big Gujarati community in Kenya, and maybe there still is, and also now sort of Gujarati community via Kenya in West London now. Is that correct? Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
There is a lot of Gujaratis still in Kenya and in the whole of East Africa, and same in the UK, because most of them moved during the 80s and the 90s
to come here.
Okay. just as myself.
Sure.
They either came to study or to, because there was a bit of turbulence in Kenya because of the riots and stuff. So they kind of just moved to the UK.
Okay. Well, what was that change like, moving from Nairobi to London?
For me personally, it was quite hard.
Okay.
Because I came here by myself.
Oh, right, okay.
In 97. So my parents were still there. For about 2 years, I was here by myself. I think the first thing you find hard is the weather.
Okay.
Because you're so used to being in a sunny environment, and all of a sudden, 4 o'clock, it's quite dark. So.
Not quite Kenya, but I'm from a sunnier environment myself.
Yes.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
And all the fruits and vegetables that you grew up eating, they're quite exotic fruits here. And I was quite surprised that you have to pay a horrendous amount for just a mango or a passion fruit, whereas I could just grab that from my garden.
Yes.
So for me, it was all those little things, and going on the train when it's so dark and snowy, because we don't have trains. We never used to have trains in Kenya to travel. So it's those kind of things that you have to adjust.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you brought up food and how you miss it, because food's very important to you, and the food of Kenya is very important to you. Do you want to talk a little bit about your TV series, Return to Kenya? Your Amazon Prime series?
So Return to Kenya is about me retracing my childhood roots.
Okay.
To see what's made me into the person that I am today. Because originally, by profession, I'm an accountant. I only gave that up about 18 months ago.
All right, okay.
Yes, so it's a total different career change from an accountant to being a chef and a presenter. And what better way to showcase where you come from?
Yes.
And Kenyans, they love food.
Okay.
It's in the DNA.
Sure.
And it's very healthy, very plant-based, very nutritious. And I've got the best of both worlds. Indian, Kenyan. And the Kenyan food is actually, because of its history, it's got different cultures. We've got the Brazilians, the Portuguese, the Swahilis, the Arabs, the Indians, the British. So it's a blend of so many different cultures. And little is known about Kenyan food. So the Amazon series is showcasing Kenya as a must-see destination.
Okay.
Talking about conservation, preservation, about Kenyan's forest, wildlife. So it's not just a cook show.
Okay.
It's a travel stroke documentary, awareness, but obviously food
Sure.
is the element. So it's more about all those things that's kind of made me into the person that I am today.
Oh, fantastic. Wow. Well, I'm going to put pause on the show for a moment. You really intrigued me. How do you go from being an accountant to a TV presenter? What was that like? And where did the idea come from?
I was always working in the television industry, in the media industry. So I used to work for Sony Pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of wanted to incorporate educating, teaching into, presenting. Presenting just came by accident.
Okay. There was no one else who would do it. And you're like, well, here I am.
So,
sort of thing?
yes.
Yeah?
No,
Okay.
it kind of like, I started with my cookery school.
Yes, okay.
So that's how I started, teaching people to become a vegan and vegetarians
Okay.
and stuff like that. And then I joined Leeds School of Food and Wine to train as a presenter,
okay.
And it just kind of went in from
That's
there.
a course they do.
That's a course that I did.
okay.
It's an intense course of presenting
should
while
probably take
cooking. And the thing I thought, and I enjoyed that.
Yes.
So I thought, why not incorporate presenting and food, two things that I love?
Sure. Well, what was the course like?
It was very intense, very
Yeah, okay.
intense. It's quite hard because you have to watch what you're doing,
Yeah.
and you have to kind of, your mannerisms. You have to smile even when you get burnt. So it's not
Couldn't do
easy
it,
like they make it out on telly. It's really hard.
Okay, wow. And the cookery school, where's that?
I teach at my home.
And your home is in West London as well?
Yes.
Okay. And how can people find out more about the cookery school?
So it's through my website,
Yeah.
which is Anita's Kitchen,
Anita's Kitchen. Okay.
or through my social media.
Okay. So you started the cooking school. You went to Leeds, and now you've got the show. And you mentioned you're vegan.
Yes.
Yes. All the recipes in the show, are they all vegan recipes or vegetarian
Yes.
recipes?
Along with the show,
Yes.
I have actually written a book
Okay.
called Flavors of Kenya, and it's making use of whatever you in your house. It's all about reducing food waste.
Yes.
As
very
well,
good.
but showcasing Kenyan food, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
using spices. It's all the food that I grew up eating.
Okay.
And as I say, little is known about Kenyan food. So Flavors of Kenya showcases Kenyan food, which is very easy, very healthy. You could just randomly make it with all the ingredients that you have.
Very nice. What's a good example of one of your recipes or a typical Kenyan dish?
So a typical Kenyan, very staple dish is called githeri.
Okay.
So it's eaten by everybody in Kenya every evening. And that's easily made in the UK as well, because it's sweet corn, but obviously in Kenya we use maize, which is what sturdy and hardy. Kidney beans,
Okay.
but obviously with bitter potatoes. But I kind of jazz it up using spices like cumin seeds, turmeric, chilies, and peanuts. So you're getting
very nice.
a whole meal with just one dish.
Pretty basic stuff, but together
Yes.
takes on its own new
Yes.
flavor, I guess. Wow. So did you have any favorite moments during the filming of the series?
I loved all the moments, which are my favorite, but the best one is when I filmed, when I actually cooked at a special school in Mombasa. It's called Sajana Special School because it houses about 800 special needs kids.
Very nice.
And that place gives the kids a chance in Kenya, because most of them probably end up in the streets and stuff like that. So it actually provides housing, food.
Great.
So that was one of my best moments, to spend time and cook for those kids.
I love that. Wow. That is fantastic. And so, the show is available now, streaming on Amazon Prime.
Correct.
I'm guessing Flavors of Kenya. Your book is also on Amazon.
Correct.
All right. Well, despite the fact you're from East Africa, it sounds like the Amazon is very important to you. And also, sometime in March, you're going to be speaking with the Women in the Food Industry series of talks, I understand, and that's the womeninthefoodindustry.com is a good place to go for that. Any other where online that people might be able to find out about you?
It would be my website, my social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
And is that your name or?
Yeah, it's just Anita's Kitchen.
Anita's Kitchen.
Yes.
Okay. And anything else before we sign off here, Anita?
No, just enjoy, and summer's coming up.
Yeah, it is.
So Kenyan food is the way forward because it's very nutritious and very colorful, I must say.
That's important. Thank you so much.
Thank you.